Hola mis amores, welcome to Vitamin D TV. You clicked on the title so you know what you're in here for. Today we're going to talk about my Spanish journey. I just recorded another video with my Portuguese journey, so if you guys are learning Portuguese, definitely check that video out. Let me know what you think and all that good stuff. But in this specific video, we are talking in Spanish and about Spanish, okay? Those of you who do not speak Spanish or understand Spanish, I'm gonna be saying literally the same thing. So I'm gonna be going back and forth from Spanish to English, but I'm gonna be saying the same thing. So don't worry, you didn't miss anything. Pero yo quería grabar este video porque pasó muchísimo tiempo. Like, ew, my Spanish sounds kind of Portuguese right now. Y'all gotta give me a second. But I haven't recorded anything in Spanish in a long time. So yo quería grabar eso para ustedes hoy. Once again, just like in the last video, I wrote down a couple questions which are like more or less the same as the other questions from Portuguese, but I wrote down some questions that I usually get asked, and I'm just going to answer them in this video because you guys most likely, if you're on a Spanish learning journey too, you're going to get asked the same thing, so take note. So, la primera pregunta es, first question is, what made me want to learn Spanish? ¿Por qué yo quería aprender español? Okay, I was born in Elizabeth. Well, I come from Elizabeth, New Jersey, and esa es una ciudad bastante latina. Like, it is a very Colombian, Puerto Rican, Dominican kind of town. So, claro que yo quería aprender. I spent a lot of time growing up not knowing anything going on around me. So I really wanted to learn Spanish like from young. Like I was already, yo ya estaba aprendiendo español en la secundaria. Like I was learning Spanish in middle school, but they didn't really teach me. Like la escuela no es buena para aprender un idioma. Like school is not the place you want to go to learn a language. Like es muchísimo mejor si estás aprendiendo sola. Like it's so much better if you're learning by yourself. Pero ¿qué me querer aprender? What made me want to learn? Aside from wanting to be able to understand people around me, like, it was really that, I would say. That's really what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to understand the people that were around me. Like, yo tenía muchísimos amigos latinos y morenas y no morenas. Like, people that were like my color and that weren't my color. And todo el mundo parecía poder hablar en español. Like, everybody around me just was able to speak Spanish. So I was like, no, Dana, tú necesitas aprender, mija. So I was like, yeah, we gotta get on this. Like, we're about to start learning. Like, nunca voy a esquecer. Like, I'm never gonna forget what happened the day I really decided to learn this for real. Like, yo tenía una amiga, and we went to this Colombian restaurant. I had a friend, and we went to this Colombian restaurant in mi ciudad, like, in my city. And when we entered, mind you, we're the only morenas in there. We went into the restaurant, and inmediatamente puedes sentir, like, estaban hablando de nosotras. They were talking about us, and sabíamos que no era una cosa buena. We didn't even order food. We just left. We just left. So that experience, like, I couldn't even fight for our honor, if you would, because we didn't know what they were saying. Like, she never took up Spanish, but I did, obviously. And ever since then, like, ever since that moment, I was like, oh yeah, necesito aprender español. So that's what made me want to learn Spanish. Now, la segunda pregunta es, ¿fue fácil aprender español? Like, was it easy for me to learn Spanish? Para ser sincera, no. No, it was not easy for me to learn Spanish. It wasn't easy for me to learn Spanish. No fue fácil para mí porque español es mi primer idioma extranjera. Spanish is my first foreign language. So, yo tenía que aprender cómo aprender un idioma extranjero. I had to learn how to learn a foreign language. So, yo estaba tratando muchísimas cosas diferentes antes de tener mi propio método. Like, I was trying different things before I found my own, like, niche, if you would. Like, yo utilicé YouTube, I used Duolingo, utilicé Netflix, claro, pero comencé con YouTube. Like, I started with YouTube, just having diferentes maestros, like, just looking up different teachers on YouTube. But yeah, they all helped me out. And then I was working in the mall cuando yo comencé a aprender. Entonces yo estaba practicando con la gente a mi alrededor. Like I was practicing with customers, I was practicing with some of my coworkers. Yo estaba practicando donde yo podía practicar, porque mi familia solo sabe inglés. Like ellos no son bilingües, so yo soy la única. Like my family does not know another language, so this going back and forth stuff is kind of scrambling my brain. But anyway, ¿cuánto tiempo me llevó a aprender español? Like, how much time did it take me to learn Spanish? I will say I started learning at 14, and I will say I got comfortable when I was like 17. 16. Like, it's the listening part that can get you. Like, español está hablado en muchísimos países diferentes. So it took me a while to boost my listening skills. That's what really like took me some time. I don't remember if I was practicing every single day per se. I doubt it. And that's also probably why it took me a little long to learn. I mean, either way, cuando estás aprendiendo un idioma, va a llevarte más que un año to get really good. Like, when you're learning another language, it's going to take you at least a year to get really good, okay? So, todas esas personas que están diciendo que puedes aprender en 3 meses o menos, es mierda. Like, those people who are telling you you're going to learn a language and you're going to get fluent in 3 months, no va a pasar. That's not going to happen. But yeah, it took me a couple years to really, really get my listening skills, like, up to par. Like, and I'll say that's because puedes entender un país cuando están hablando contigo. Like, I started learning Spanish from Dominicans. Like, I started learning Spanish from Dominicans. But it took me a minute to understand them because y'all Dominicans talk really, 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 really fast. And to this day, you might lose me at some point in the conversation. Like, los Dominicanos hablan rapidísimo. Like, you guys talk really, really fast. But I was watching Mexican novelas. I was watching Colombian novelas, and then I started like picking up a lot more Colombian Spanish. Y me encanta el español de Colombia, like, cause you guys are just llenos de acentos. But I would say overall to get me to a really, really, really comfortable level in Spanish, it took me like 3 years, I'll say. Same with Portuguese. It took me like 3 years to learn Portuguese to get to where I'm at now, and I started learning Portuguese 3 years ago. I started learning Spanish, I'll say. It's been like 7 years more or less since I've started Spanish. So yo sé de qué estoy hablando ahora. Like, next is it worth it? And I put that question there because muchas personas de los Estados Unidos piensan que somos americanos, todo el mundo necesita hablar inglés porque es el idioma del país. Like, no, it's not, first of all. America does not have an official language. So if you guys are out here thinking that Spanish speakers need to learn English just because they're in America, first of all, America by like 2050, I just saw this post, is going to be like the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world. So, ustedes de verdad necesitan aprender español. Like, yes, it's going to be worth it to learn. Like, desde que yo comencé a aprender español, yo recibí muchísimos regalos, muchísimos consejos. Yo hice muchos amigos. And I've just had so many great experiences ever since I've started learning Spanish. Like, puedo pedir comida sin problemas y muchos tiempos ellos me dan más comida de lo que yo pedí porque yo puedo hablar con ellos en su propio idioma. So, there's a lot of little perks here and there with knowing Spanish, and there's a lot of bigger perks with knowing Spanish. Like, en el trabajo, les encanta el facto que yo puedo hablar en español. Like, all of my jobs, they love the fact that I can speak Spanish porque it's like, first of all, eres morena. they're not expecting me to know Spanish. And then secondly, porque soy morena y no están esperando que yo pueda hablar en español, yo puedo ser muy útil para ellos. And eso es lo que voy a decir sobre eso. But yeah, my jobs really appreciate it. Like all of my jobs have appreciated the fact that I can speak Spanish. Like they love that. So in the work environment, it's definitely worth it. En la escuela, it's definitely worth it. Because you never know, like, even outside of school, nunca sabrá si alguien está hablando de usted en español. Like, I have a story, guys. So I was getting my nails done one time, and the lady was Latina. My nails looked horrible. I ain't even gonna hold you. My nails looked horrible. But she took it upon herself to talk about me and my nails the entire time she was doing my nails, porque ella pensó que yo no podía entenderla. Y'all should have seen her face when I left. First of all, without tipping her, because she was standing there thinking I was going to tip her. Mija, no te voy a dar nada. Usted habló de mí todo el tiempo cuando yo estaba contigo. ¿Y tú piensas que voy a darte algo? ¿Más dinero que...? No. No. So, y'all should have seen her face when she found out that I said, que tenga buen día. I said, have a nice day in Spanish. And I didn't tip her. Like, she was shook. Like, yeah, now you know exactly why you didn't get this tip, because I could understand you. Like, so it's definitely worth it. You guys are definitely, especially if you're morena como yo, you're definitely going to come across those people that's going to be talking shit about you, and they're going to be shook when they find out that you can understand them. And that's in any language, but in New Jersey, where I live, a lot of people know Spanish. So in this particular case, it's definitely probably going to be Spanish. Like, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. Hasta hoy, me siento muy, muy, muy cómoda hablando en español. I feel really comfortable speaking Spanish now. Yo me siento cómoda con el español de República Dominicana, de Colombia, de España, más o menos, de Argentina y de Panamá, más o menos. Like, those are the countries I feel comfortable knowing, like, comfortable with their Spanish. To this day, understanding Puerto Ricans, understanding Chileans, understanding certain Mexican accents is still like very difficult for me. I'm not gonna say very difficult, but for a minute I'm just like, repita eso, porfa. Like, but yeah, if you guys want to improve on your Spanish, I will say just work on your listening skills. And definitely, this is America. If you're watching this video, this is America. You better find somebody Spanish you can practice with. Like, no hay una razón para no saber español. Like, tenemos todos los recursos acá. So, that's my story with Spanish. Aún estoy mejorando mi español. Si ustedes quieren lecciones para mejorar tu propio español, yo te puedo ayudar. Solo mándame un mensaje o algo así. If you guys want to improve your Spanish, feel free to send me a message. Te puedo ayudar. I would love to help you guys. Pero no va a ser gratis, mijos. It's not going to be free though, pero podemos hablar sobre eso. But that's it for today, guys. Gracias por ver este video. Yo aprecio ustedes muchísimo, y si ustedes notan que yo cometí un error hablando, feel free to let me know if you guys notice that I made a mistake talking or whatever, because I appreciate the corrections, okay? Mejor me correctan aquí que en persona con un nativo, in my opinion, okay? So thanks for just watching this video, guys. I'm finally about to go outside because this weather is popping, even though it's windy. But have a great one, y'all. See you next video.